So there's this older lady. She's really huge on TikTok. Her name is Miss Holla. Miss Holla.
That's a way to start a conversation.
She is absolutely hilarious. So they were asking her, it was a clip of her saying, we live in our last days, as we've talked about before in the show. And Miss Holla said, what do you mean? They asked her, like, what do you mean we're living the last days? She said, all this new stuff, COVID. She said, all this new type of crime. And then she said, Monkey Pox. What the F is that?
Actually, I'm glad you brought up Monkey Pox because there's a lot going on. First of all, Snook has told me since I was 2 years old that we're living in our last days. So anybody that goes to church, anybody that's went to church, my whole life, people have told me that I'm living in my last days. That's what people from church tell you. They start to look around. They start to look at the signs. Anytime anything happens, they say, I try to tell you, we're in our last days. You need to get right with Jesus. So I'm not surprised that Miss Holla was telling folks at 96 that we're living our last days. I bet you she was telling folks 20 years ago that same thing. But to her point, I'm gonna just read something that I saw about this monkeypox that she's talking about, because the thing that terrified me, so there's symptoms that appear within 3 weeks of exposure. You guys know those symptoms: rash, fever, headaches, muscle aches, sore throat, cough, swollen lymph nodes, chills, exhaustion. But this is the parts. First of all, these symptoms are usually followed by a rash 1 to 4 days later on your hands, mouth, chest, feet, face. I'm just telling you guys this in case you can expect to see the signs, but the thing that scares me the most is how you can get the contact of it. So monkeypox lives on surfaces, and I think that's the most alarming thing to me. Contact with people that have rashes or bodily fluids, of course you can get it that way, but you can also get it from surfaces as far as towels, counters, surfaces that you touch. This is the scary thing about monkeypox to me. Because my sister-in-law, Kay Cruz, you guys know Hot Girl News with Kay Cruz, she made this statement. I was out here a little bit towards the end of COVID, and we're still in it. That's why I'm saying towards the end, because we're still in it. But she said, this monkeypox, she back inside. So what's going on? How are we feeling about, like, they already said, what was it? San Francisco has already made it a state of emergency. New York has already made it a state of emergency. What's going on? Are we really living in our last days?
200 cases, I hear. Mr. Jerry told us yesterday in Miami, they have 200 cases of it. This is my thing. If I go to the store, if I go to the mall, don't be brushing up against me when you walk. You walk wide, baby. Don't rub shoulders.
Listen, social distance done came real.
Yeah, 6 feet. I'm telling you. 6 feet. Stay 6 feet away from me.
This is making me, as a matter of fact, I'm glad y'all reminded me. I am calling our doctor tomorrow because what I'm hearing is that, yes, we have all these cases and this is happening and but no one's telling us, are we already, are the people who are vaccinated against something already protected, or is this something that's just attacking people who are unvaccinated? Because here we go with the vaccine and the non-vaccine. Because the thing is that first of all, I don't want you rubbing up against me with nothing anyway. I don't care what it is with COVID, non-COVID. Exactly. But the thing is that I want to know, like, before everyone was susceptible to COVID and still susceptible to COVID, but a more extreme, a non-extreme case, like, is the monkeypox the same? Like, are we vaccinated and we might not get the rash, we might get the other symptoms?
And when you say vaccinated, are you talking about the chicken pox? I'm
talking about against anything. There are a lot of people and a lot of children these days that are unvaccinated against anything. So my question is that if you have a vaccine, is there a particular vaccine? I need to know exactly what we are talking about.
Yeah, where Dr. Fauci at? Like, this is, right. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, because I remember when COVID, was developing and we were looking for answers, they had Dr. Fauci out there giving a lot of different explanations to what's going on, what's not going on. I'm not going to lie. When I first heard about the monkeypox, I was like, wait, what? Like, I was very confused that I thought that this was no longer a thing. I was like, and then I felt like it wasn't in the U.S. And then all of a sudden I turned around and it's here in the U.S. And then I'm hearing that it can live on surfaces. So you're right. It's like, I do see a lot of information going out, but I want somebody to pretty much give us a debriefing the same way they did about COVID, where, hey, it can't live on surfaces. Because I remember the beginning of COVID, we was wearing gloves thinking this exact same thing.
I feel like we need to go back to that for sure.
I mean,
and the thing is that we knew from jump one that there was no vaccine for COVID.
Right.
We just kind of knew that was the CDC, the World Health Organization. They said, hey, y'all stop looking. You're not covered from anything.
We don't have it yet. We're working on it.
We don't have anything. So we kind of knew from the beginning. But see, monkeypox has been around before and like, I guess, eradicated to some extent. It's like, do we already have some type of vaccine in our system that will somewhat protect us? Because I don't want to get sick at all, but I would rather not get to the rash. The rash is what's freaking me out. You know, I've had the flu, I've had the fever, I've had the sore throat. I've had chicken pox. I don't want the monkey pox. I've already been through a pox.
You never had chicken pox?
No, I never had chicken pox.
Oh, wow.
I mean, but they vaccinate against chicken pox now. I had 2 vaccines.
No, yeah, she had
she's young enough to. So this is an age difference thing.
Yes, it's an age difference. That's what I'm saying.
I got the pox.
I got the pox too, which is why I'm scared.
The chicken pox. Don't be dubbing over.
No, I had the chicken pox. No. I had the chicken pox.
I had a chicken pox vax. When I was young, they didn't have.
Well, they didn't have it when we did either, Mark, because we got it. But that's what I'm saying. Am I? Because I'm unvaccinated against the chicken pox shot. Sam is vaccinated. My kids are vaccinated against the chicken pox shot. I have not been. I got chicken pox. My question is there any other vaccine that I've received that would protect me from monkeypox since I didn't get a chicken pox shot?
That's a good question. Roy said that oatmeal bath. Yeah.
I think I have heard.
That's not going to help us. I don't care. Yeah, I don't want the monkeypox.
Serena says she thinks some people have mentioned a vaccine. That's a good point. So people that are a certain age and above, it might just be my age then, because if I didn't get the vaccine for chickenpox and Serena did, that's a 4-year difference.
Okay, so this is according to the CDC. I just looked it up right now. It says 2 vaccines may be used for the prevention of monkeypox virus infection. So there is a vaccine.
So there are 2 vaccines. So basically, long story short, we're going to end this with, we got to go get, listen, call your doctor. We just found out live right now that there are a couple of vaccines that you can do to help protect yourself against monkeypox. It might not matter to a group that's, how old are you, Serena?
I am.
People don't like to say their age.
I'm 30.
Don't ask me.
So if you're around 30 and below,
you're a youngin'.
If you're around 30 and below, you probably don't need it because you might have a chicken pox vaccination, but I still check with the doctor. But all of us 30 and above, you better call your doctor, okay? There's some vaccines out there and people are on the subway scratching with the monkeypox.